You guys believe we're already doing spring and Easter DIYs? If you guys are ready for that, you guys gotta keep on watching. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Araceli and this is Aracelichanyt DIY, where I do a little bit of everything that's Dollar Tree DIYs, hacks, home decor, and always on a budget. If you're into that, you gotta make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because I always come at you with super awesome, fun, unique, and easy DIYs. So at the start of every season, I love doing a recap of the previous year's DIYs. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing the cute stuff with the bunnies and the eggs. And on the other side, we're also gonna be doing some beautiful Christ-centered Easter DIYs. I saw these stinking cute bunny rabbits made out of wine glasses while I was browsing on Pinterest. So I took myself to Dollar Tree and of course I found the perfect wine glasses to use. So these are not as round as the original picture, but I think they did the job. And I just gave them one coat of this paint that I use right here, and it's just in white. And then I'm also using a couple of pastels and some red for painting the actual bunny faces. I started using out a paintbrush to stipple on the paint on there, but I feel like when I use paper towel, it just gives it a more textured look to it. So that's what I used. As far as the face goes, I just use a pencil to draw it on there, and then I went over it with a glass marker, or you can use a Sharpie or whatever you have. And then I did kind of stipple on the cheeks as well. So you'll see for this one, I used that coral color for the body, and then the red for the cheeks, and then the ears. And for the male bunny, I used that blue, and then also the coral for the cheeks and the ears. And as you guys can see here, I just cut out some ear-shaped ears. I just used some cardstock and cut these out, and then right in the center I went ahead and stippled on some paint to give it that effect like it's a bunny ear. Glue those on to some popsicle sticks to give them height. That way when you put them in your glass they stick out. You can use whatever type of florals that you want. I just added some little bundles from Dollar Tree. So I found these speckled egg vases with like greenery at the top while I was browsing online again. And so I remembered the perfect vases that I could use from Dollar Tree. As of lately, I've noticed that Dollar Tree has been running out of like vases and candle holders and stuff. So usually when I see something like this, I'll pick up a couple just to make sure I have something in my stockpile. And then I'm using that same bare paint, and I'm just going to give this a coat or two. I think I only did one coat. And after it dries, I'm going to take some chalkboard paint. This is just from Dollar Tree. I'm going to make some specks with my paintbrush, and then after that, I'm going to take a different paintbrush, add a little bit of the paint, and just kind of slightly tap it away and flick it right onto the vase to make those specks. So after creating the little nest from Dollar Tree moss, I added it to the top, and then I also found the perfect colorful speckled eggs to go on top of that. I also found these really cute Decor carrots. These are like made with twine, so I just wrapped some more twine and tied it around the vase. To make this really large Easter egg, I just used one of these egg-shaped containers from Dollar Tree, as well as a pair of their fuzzy socks, which I was in luck because I found the perfect ones to go with that Easter theme.
And really you can stretch it out all the way so that it covers the entire egg. There might just be a little tiny bit of it exposed, but you're not going to see it because it's at the bottom.
So at Dollar Tree, when you go to the toy section, there's always going to be a lot of stuff that you can find that you can use to make home decor. In this case, I did find a package of baseballs. It comes 3 in a pack. I went ahead and used that, as well as some floral balls.
So I just took 1 of each, and then I try to press that foam ball onto the baseball so that it domes it and it just stays on there pretty nicely. And of course I'm going to be adding some glue, and this glue gun is actually really awesome. It kind of leaks a little bit, which is annoying, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. It beats, you know, being stuck to a cord. So anyway, right here I'm just cutting 2 plastic knives, and this is going to be the ears for the bunny rabbit, and these you can find at Dollar Tree as well, or, you know, Walmart, wherever you can find plastic cutlery, you can do that. And then I'm also using some Dollar Tree yarn to wrap right around.
On this one, I did have to work a little bit hard when I was wrapping the yarn around it, simply because it was kind of slipping and sliding. You can always add little dots of glue as you're wrapping so it doesn't come apart.
To finish it off, I just added a little bit of orange yarn for a scarf because, you know, it might still be coldish during Easter. And then I added a half pearl that you can just stick on as the nose.
Of course, what would we do without the options of making garlands for every season?
I will be using some green twine from Dollar Tree, and then also if you check out my Amazon storefront, which is linked in the description box down below, you guys will see a lot of the craft supplies that I use. They are, you know, kind of categorized, so you'll be able to find the beads that I'm using. And just using that Dollar Tree twine, I'm just going to thread it through the beads that I'm using and make a tassel at the end, and that is pretty much it. Of course, it's attached to the carrot as well, but it's so easy. By the way, these twine rolls do come in a pack of 3. They do come in this green, but they also come in that just natural brown color.
I did find these cute little wall hangings or like door hangings. They have the 3 bunnies on it, and I just went ahead and took one off.
So I went ahead and detached the ears from the face and just cut off all of the excess plastic that was all around, and I took some fabric and I just traced around the ears to create like the cover for them. And I'm just gonna glue these together. So glue glue the plastic to the fabric and then put some more glue on top and add the other piece of fabric on there, and then just trim it as you feel would look the best. And I like these big floppy ears. Well, I guess they're not floppy, but I like the big looking ears. Then I took the toe part from one of the socks that I used earlier and I just cut it in half to add it as the inner ear piece. And here's another piece of wood that I had laying around that I'm going to be using. If you don't have that, I gave you guys the idea of using just wooden blocks from Dollar Tree and kind of doubling up to create the same size. And, you know, I painted it white and just going to add a button nose on here and draw on my face.
Sometimes this is what happens when you combine Dollar Tree stuff with stuff that you just find laying around in your house. Honestly, you don't always have to use every single item from Dollar Tree. Try thrifting, try looking around your house to see what you have in your stockpile, and you can create something that's perfect for the season or your decor, like this one.
We do have a Dollar General maybe like 15 minutes away, and I don't typically go there just because I don't like driving all the way out there. The last time I did go though, I found a couple of craft things, including these wooden tags that I'll be using for this DIY. And I'm just going to be using a mix of water and acrylic paint. Just spray it down and then wipe it with a baby wipe to create that stained look. And if you guys notice the way that I stained the wood on here, it's actually included in one of my hacks that I shared with you guys in my 20+ hacks to make you a DIY pro that I will be linking down below so you guys can check that out too. So my tags are stained and painted on the other side, and I'm going to be using some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. It's hit and miss when you go to the store, and these right here that I found online are the ones that I'm going to be using for this one. And then I also have the rub-on transfers that have like all the greenery and stuff. And so I'm just gonna tie a bit of a twine on the tag and add a couple of beads and do a tassel at the end. Dollar Tree always has a ton of wooden stuff in their Crafters Square collection. I've found several different types of crosses at their store, but if you can't find them in store, you can always look online. So in my case, I'm using the ones on the left that have the little platform at the bottom. And as you can see, I did attach some wooden blocks at the bottom also. That's going to help it give it some height. I do want all my crosses to be at different levels in each crate. And then also using those wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, I just created a couple more crosses. And you guys can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 across, and then the 5th one at the top. And on the other one, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 2 on the side. And again, that just helps it create like different levels to the crosses. And on the crates, you're just going to go ahead and glue them together. And I'm basically just going to stain everything. You guys can do however you'd like, and adding some floral foam, moss, and greenery at the end. There's so many possibilities for this one. You could always add some words on the crosses if you'd like, or even on the crates. I decided to leave it just like this because I like stuff plain and simple sometimes. I think it'll make a perfect centerpiece, or even just to go on a shelf. Perfect for Easter. Let's take a look. I saw this really cute frame when I was browsing around Pinterest looking for Easter ideas. And then once again, we are going to be using wooden blocks from Dollar Tree to make that frame. And I did 4 strips of 6 pieces. So I glued the 6 pieces together, and then I created the frame like that. I always like using the square. This one is from Dollar Tree. It helps me to make sure that my stuff is sort of straight. And don't kid yourself, some of these wooden blocks sometimes are not very straight. They're crooked, so it may not always be a perfect line. I did sand that down, and I'm using this deep brown from Dollar Tree. It's just some acrylic paint, and then using a sponge brush and my baby wipe to create that stain. For the background, I will be using a sheet of scrapbook paper. Again, I do use Canva a lot to make my designs, and I will go ahead and include that in the description down below. Here's a look at the design. So I just put the sizing of the paper I'm going to use when I print it out. I added a cross from the elements part where you can, choose your designs and stuff. And then I did choose my font and my size. And then I'm actually just going to kind of tear the pieces off right around that cross because I want it to look a little jagged. I don't want it to look like perfectly straight or anything like that. And then after it's cut out, I'm going to go ahead and glue it onto my scrapbook paper.
I really like this one because it's super simple and it literally cost me less than $1 to make. Let's look. I know I love Dollar Tree stuff. I know you love Dollar Tree stuff, but sometimes I like shopping my home also to see what type of materials I have. In this case, I did find a 2x4 wooden piece from making this room back here a while ago.
Anyway, I think it's a 2x4. I don't really know exactly what size it is, but I went ahead and painted it white, and I'm just literally going to add some Dollar Tree twine, and I'm going to wrap it all the way around, like the length of it and then also the width of it, and that's going to create that cross with the twine. And once I'm done wrapping it around, I am taking some wire and just it got stuck quite a few times, so it took me a little bit to get it all the way across, and I'm just going to go ahead and tighten it up so that it brings those those centers together, or the center together. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. And I have a lot of these vine hearts from Valentine's Day left over, so I'm going to be using one of those and then adding some little flowers from my Valentine's Day pickups also.
Now, not everybody has pieces of wood laying around. You guys could always use the wooden blocks from Dollar Tree and just double up on them to make it thick like this one. So you guys can tell I really love using wooden blocks. I think they're really versatile, but I love using them to make frames or create frames when I don't have smaller pieces of wood that I can use.
If you'd like, you could also use dowels and just cut them to size, but in this case, I just went ahead and created my frame with the blocks. And maybe you guys can pause the video so you guys can see how many pieces I'm using for each side, because I think it'll take me a long time if I just sit here and count for you guys. But yeah, once that's all glued together, I will be painting it, and I'm going to give it a good like 2 coats, I think it was, or 3. That way it covers up the cracks around, or yeah, just the cracks between where I glued the pieces together, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to use some craft paper and staple it to the back of the cross and then just cut right around it. And for the front, I'll be using a rub-on transfer. It's going to be like a little wreath. And then I'm also going to create a beaded garland with some tassels. So I'm making sure that there's no beads on the back of the cross, and that extra piece of the twine that's going to be exposed, you can use that to hang up your cross.
you're not much of an Easter person, that's okay. If you want to jump into just spring DIYs, you guys make sure to watch this video. So many awesome ideas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know you enjoyed this video. I know you did. So if you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.